Breaking news, it is me! Oh my fucking god. Whew. How's it going? Ukita, how you doing? I'm gonna turn some of the music down. So, long story short, I am kind of working on another project. I'm doing some character designs that I'm not sure if I want to show them on stream. I kind of started one of them on stream, but I have all of them designed. But I'm not sure, like I said, if it's a good idea or not to kind of be public with them at this time. But what I can do is I kind of want to work on some weapon designs. And instead of doing that in 2D, which is very annoying, 2D art, I don't know. I've always been really bad at like hard surface design stuff. I don't know. I've just always felt like my drawings come out way too organic and warbly looking. I am not good at drawing like hard geometric looking stuff. And I don't know if that's just because I'm drawing on a tablet and drawing digitally introduces a lot of like pen wobble and stuff that you don't have in real life. That's why you have to use stabilization. But I thought it might be fun to try Blender for this for a second. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this off because I am gonna have to boot up a tutorial. And we're gonna be listening. We're gonna be listening along. I think if I can find the tutorial. Yeah, here we go. All right, I am gonna start. This is Brad's art school. He definitely looks like an art school guy.
Focusing on just some of the core features and how a lot of the tutorials out there just kind of lost me when I was starting out because they cover the wild. You can't handle that. I can't handle that. This is just the shortcuts. We are this to be narrower, so I'm gonna hit.
Well, I guess I'm gonna just do new general file. I'm gonna gotta get the okay. How do I? There we go. It's middle mouse. So I don't have zero experience in 3D, believe it or not. I did Maya for a minute. The only problem is that Maya and Blender behave insanely differently. So, all right, X. I'm assuming Y. Let's me scale Y. Okay. All right.
S for scale again, this time on the Z axis, hit the letter Z. And
I tried watching this a little bit off stream while Blender was installing.
Scale it again on my Y axis to make it a little bit shorter. But
I'm probably not going to go too long. I'll probably be...
Now this is a good time to talk about modes. Let's look up here in the upper left-hand corner. We have
I'll probably go for like an hour or two.
Because
I have to be up early tomorrow for work.
Between object mode and edit mode a lot. So for an object mode, I'm going to use one color on the screen. If we're in edit mode, I'm going to use another color. So go ahead and click on edit mode. Edit mode lets you edit points. So I can click on any point here, and then I'm going to grab my move tool on the left-hand side, and then I could just drag this point wherever I want it to be. Just doing this is going to really let us modify all
No, fuck the donut.
I want to start by adding more points to this shape. So I need to select our entire shape. I'm going to hit the letter A for all to do that. Then I'm going to hit Control R for something called a loop cut. And you can see here, this yellow line is where I'm going to cut this shape in half. If I use my mouse scroll wheel to scroll up, I could actually add as many cuts as I want to this shape. I only need 2, so that's what I'm going to go for now. I click to do my loop cut, and then I can move my mouse back and forth to decide where I want
Any
the shapes
hole
to
is a
go. I actually
goal.
want this to be a little wider than it is right now. I need to see all the points of my object better, so let's look in the upper right-hand corner here. There's 4 little icons here. Right now, I'm in solid mode. The icon next to it is wireframe mode. I'm gonna click that, and now I can see the points behind my object. So what I can do with my mouse is I can select the points I want. If I want more than 1 point, I hold down Shift, and I click that point as well, and I can grab these 4 points, and I can move them back, kind of like that. In fact, while I'm here, I'm just gonna click and drag on these points, and I'm just going to drag them back a little bit as well. Kind of like that. That looks pretty good. Now, next to edit mode, there's an option to grab a whole line. So I can click on a line, and I'm going to grab that entire thing, which will save you time from having to just grab 1 point at a time. Or you can grab planes. This is really helpful. So I can grab just the plane that I'm looking to modify. Now what I want to do is I want to take this plane and I want to like extrude it upwards. There's a shortcut for that, the letter E. And with that, I just pull my mouse up and there we go. I have added kind of the top section of our car here. So I'm going to grab these 2 front points and I'm going to use this little green arrow to just drag that back on our y-axis to kind of make my front windshield tilt back just a little bit. I'm gonna scroll around, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the back. Probably not gonna do it quite as much as the front, but just give it a little bit of an angle. I'm gonna go back to my solid mode. I'm gonna rotate around because the next thing I wanna do is I wanna add a windshield to this. So let's select that front face, and we're gonna use something called inset, letter I. And now when I move my mouse in, it's going to inset that shape. And then I could use the letter E, extrude, to go in to inset our windshield. I don't like it. How do we not do that? All right, so this is where Blender gets a little technical. We gotta explain some stuff. So if we have a boring cube and we inset it works perfectly. The tops and the sides are the same width, so when we extrude, it just works. But then when I hit S to scale it, say I scale it on the X axis, what happens? It gets kind of stretchy on the sides. So what we need to do is we need to hit tab to go back to our object mode, and we have to apply the transform. Hit Control A for apply, and I'm just gonna apply all of the transforms. This kind of resets the shape a little bit. Then I can hit tab to go back to my edit mode, and then let's take a look at what happens to this when we hit I for inset. Oh, look at that, it's perfect. Now extrude. It extrudes exactly the way we want it. All of those sides are equal. And that's what we need to do with our car body as well. So let's hit tab to go to object mode, Control A to apply our transforms, and we're gonna apply all transforms. We should be good now. So I'm gonna hit tab to go back to edit mode. Gonna make sure that windshield is selected. I for inset, and then I'm just gonna scale it in just a tiny bit. Oh, that is perfect. Hit E for extrude, and I'm just gonna pull it in a little bit. I love it. That's good. That's good. Now I can select this side, do the same thing.
I don't know is
I'm just gonna try
like how do you make different shapes?
E for extrude.
Because so far he's just done this all with the default cube.
Gonna rotate around, grab this, I, scale it in. E, just gonna push that in a little bit. One more, guys. Select it. I for inset, E for extrude, and there we go. We got our car windshields set and looking.
Surprised there isn't a function to mirror that.
So with our base car in place, it's time to add some wheels. So we're gonna leave edit mode with a tab back to object.
Here we go.
And we're gonna add a cylinder, which is going to become our tire. So Shift A for add, and we can add a whole bunch of stuff here, but what I'm looking for is mesh. And in mesh we have cubes, circles, cylinders, all sorts of stuff. So let's grab that cylinder. I'm just gonna grab this little red arrow on that doohickey and move it on out, and then I'm gonna scale it because it's too big. We don't need it that big. We just need a tire size. And then I'm also gonna scale it and hit Z on my Z axis, so I can also make it about the width of a tire too. Now we're not done with this. I mean, I guess we could be, but I want to add a little bit more detail to that tire. So let's go ahead and do that by hitting tab to go into edit mode. I'm gonna click on that front face to select it. I'm gonna hit the letter I for inset again, and we're gonna move in that looks about right. And then we're gonna hit E for extrude, and we're just gonna pull it in a little bit. Then we're gonna hit I for inset again. We're gonna kind of move it in. That looks about right. E for extrude, and I'm gonna pull it up a little bit, up and out, just to give it a little texture. And there we go. I think for now that's gonna work for the wheel that I want to create. So since that wheel is done, we're gonna go back to object mode with a tab, and now I need to rotate this thing. The letter R rotates, but this is not gonna work well. Like getting this tire lined up, I mean, you could make it look like it's in the right angle, but once you move around, it is totally not gonna be at the proper angle. So let's undo that. Now our gizmo up here at the top is going to let us see just like a side view of the car or a top view of the car. I want a front view of the car. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to hit the letter R, and when I rotate, it's only going to rotate on that one axis, which makes my life a whole lot easier. Now it's still kind of hard to get it perfectly lined up, so what I could do is hold down the control key, so it's going to kind of click in little like 5-degree increments. That looks about right. And there we go. It looks like our tire is kind of looking like it's in the right spot. If we want to double check our work, let's go look at this right-hand panel. A lot of stuff over here. It can get overwhelming, I get it. But don't panic. I'm not panicking. You don't see me panicking. So at the top, what we have here is our collections. These kind of work like layers in a drawing app. Each shape you draw will be located here. So we have our cylinder, and if I wanted to, I could double click on it, and I could just say, this is a wheel. I'm gonna rename it that. Our cube is our car body. You don't have to do that, but it's a nice way to keep this clean. So with our wheel selected, I'm gonna look at the next section of our sidebar, which has all of these little icons. There's a lot of little icons here, but we want this orange one called object properties. In here, I can see rotation. It's already set at 90 degrees because I rotated it, but if you just want to go in here and type in 90, that might be a way to save you time. So let's position this tire in a place that looks like a place.
You know what I probably should have did
so I'm just gonna move
was I probably should have gathered some reference for
too high. Let's move it down. I kind of want it to be halfway.
For like what I wanted some of these things to look like, because these are I forgot if I mentioned this, but these are weapons for characters.
Tire, right? That's kind of how cars are. So let's cut a shape out of our main car here.
So I'm just playing around, just sitting through this guy's tutorial. Some of this stuff I already kind of like understand from when I used to do Maya. I just don't know how to do it in Blender.
In our car shape, okay? Follow me on this. Yeah, we got this. Don't panic. It's easy. You just got to do it once or twice.
Don't panic.
Shift A to add a shape. We're going to go to mesh, and then we're going to go to cylinder. I'm going to go ahead and drag that out of there. I'm also going to scale it down to about the size I need. I might scale it again. We need to rotate it. I already know what I'm doing, so I'm just going to go to my y-axis, type 90, and hit enter to rotate it. Now, what I want is a side view of this car, so I can actually like line up all of these different things. My cylinder and my wheel, I want them to kind of line up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now I can see this nice side view, and it's going to let me move this cylinder over, and I can see, you know, that kind of looks okay, but I need to move it down. I'm going to move it a little bit over. Maybe it's a little too big, so I hit S to scale down that.
Is there not align keys in Blender?
Right to me. Okay, let's see how that's looking. Cool. And now I'm going to move this into the center of the car. I'm going to hit S for scale again, but we're just going to scale it on the X-axis.
So he's doing like a subtraction thing.
The entire width of the car.
See, a lot of this shit kind of blends over from Illustrator for me, which is a program I use every day.
This is where Blender gets really excited. We are going to use modifiers. See this little wrench on the right-hand side? That is modifiers. We're going to click it. I'm going to select.
I am actually going to follow along with this. What up? Goof, did you change your name? It's been a minute since you popped in on stream. How you doing?
Ready for this? I'm ready for this, because this is where Blender gets really excited. We are going to use modifiers. See this little wrench on the right-hand side? That is modifiers. We're going to click it. I'm going to select my car, and we're going to add a modifier to our car. And what this lets us do is all sorts of fancy things. After clicking add modifier, I have generate, and what we're looking for right now is something called Boolean. It's the third one from the top. Once you add your modifier, it's going to have a whole bunch of stuff over here that you could look at. Some of it may be a little confusing, but just bear with me. Boolean is going to ask you what object do you want to trim out of your shape. And there's a little eyedropper here. If I click on that eyedropper, I can go here and I can say, I want this cylinder cut out of it. And you can see with this orange line that outlines the shape of our car, it has done that. It is going around the curve of that cylinder. There's only one problem. You'd think, oh, I'll move my cylinder out now. Where did my cut go? I wanted that there. Don't worry, we can fix this. If we want the cut to stay there, even if the object moves, we have to apply.
So wait, I have to look at this again.
It has done that. It is going. And what this lets us do is all sorts of fancy things. After clicking add modifier, I have generate, and what we're looking for right now is something called Boolean. It's the third one from the top. Once you add your modifier, it's gonna have a whole bunch of stuff over here that you could look at. Some of it may be a little confusing, but just bear with me. Boolean is gonna ask you what object do you want to trim out of your shape. And there's a little eyedropper here. If I click on that eyedropper, I can go here and I can say, I want this cylinder cut out of it. And you can see with this orange line that outlines the shape of our car, it has done that. It is going around the curve of that cylinder.
You have to parent
There's
it.
only one problem. You'd think, oh, I'll move my cylinder out now. Where did my cut go? I wanted that there. Don't worry, we can fix this. If we want the cut to stay there, even if the object moves, we have to apply the modifier. Basically like flattening a layer in Photoshop. So if I click on this arrow here, one of my options is apply. I'm gonna click that. Now, when I move that cylinder, let's move it back. Look at that, look at that. I told you this was exciting. I'm excited. So I'm gonna move this cylinder over to where I think the other
I'm really
tire
doing
will
it.
go, probably
Ooh,
about
ew.
there. I'm gonna click on the car. I'm gonna add another modifier. I'm gonna go to generate, and
How
I'm
the
gonna
fuck-
go Boolean again. We're
How the
gonna do
fuck did it
same
cut it out
exact
like
thing.
that?
So we grab our
Why is it like
eyedropper
bigger
tool,
on the
we wanna cut
bottom?
out
Is this like
this
not
cylinder. And then we go to this arrow, and we're going to apply it.
a
and
perfect
there we
cylinder?
Go. Now I'm gonna select this cylinder. I'm gonna hit X to delete it. Hit OK, and there we go. We have cut that shape out of this car. Pretty darn cool. Now I can take this wheel and I could just slide it into place. That looks about right. Oh yeah, we've got a wheel in a car perfectly placed. So what we could do is just hit Shift D and duplicate this tire and move it all around, but no. We gotta use more modifiers because the more you learn about modifiers, the cooler Blender gets. So we're gonna use a modifier called array. So let's click add modifier, go to generate, and then click array. Now you can see it's added a second tire under our main tire. So what array does is it allows us to add how many of something we want to reproduce over and over again. So this is 6 of them. I don't need 6. I only need 2 tires for now. Right now it's on the x-axis. I'm gonna set that to 0 because I want this on my y-axis. Let's set that to 1. And there you can see the tire is now appearing behind the main tire. I need to move that back to the other tire well.
All right.
And so we're gonna do that by looking at this little field here where we can type in numbers. I'm gonna hit 3. Where does that put us? That puts us pretty darn close. Let's click on our gizmo so we can see this a little bit better. I'm gonna say 3.2. That was too much. Let's go 3.09. Now your car is gonna be a little different, so you're gonna have to kind of go in there and fudge it a little bit, but that's pretty much how you do it. There we go. We got wheels there. We are done with our car. Okay, we need to put wheels on the other side too. That's not cool. Well, the wheels on that side look good. So let's go ahead and apply that transform. Little arrow down here, apply, just like we did with the Boolean. Now, let's select those tires again. We're gonna use another modifier. This one is in generate and it's called mirror, and it's gonna mirror our tires. Now, if you first select it, you can't really see anything, and it depends on the axis that you're using. So for example, if I select the y-axis, you can see a tire appeared over here on the left-hand side. I'm gonna unselect the x-axis. So what our tire is trying to figure out is where it should mirror to. Right now it's mirroring on itself. We want it to mirror on the car. So see this little field here, mirror object. We're gonna grab our eyedropper tool and we're going to select the car to say we want it to mirror to that. Then we're gonna make sure it's on the right axis. I'm gonna hit X. There we go. And we have wheels. Look at that. We got wheels. So what we have here is the core of our car. And it's time to add some details. I want to add some rear view mirrors, maybe a bumper. So let's go ahead and do that. Shift A to add a shape. We're going to go to mesh and then we're going to go down to a cube. Now let's start with a bumper. So I'm just going to pull this out to the front. It's an okay width. So we're going to hit scale and then Z, and let's make it a bumper height, and we'll just kind of guess it here. Hit S to scale it again, then we're gonna hit Y, and we're just gonna make it a lot shorter, maybe kind of like that. There we go, and I'm gonna make it a touch wider, S, X, and we'll just pull it out a little bit. And now I'm gonna move it into place. We'll see how that looks, and I'm gonna just kind of pull it in like that, and maybe I put it down here.
Sorry, I know this is probably insanely boring. But I'm at least trying to like watch this whole thing before I start on something myself, and then we can scrub back through it.
Push it out. There we go. This is where,
because I'm not looking to do a fully finished rendered thing.
Where you just move things around, try different sizes.
I just want something that I could reasonably like take out of Blender and put into Clip Studio.
Just pull it all the way back, and this
like in OBJ.
As our back bumper as well. I also
like
want
it doesn't need to be like
so let's go ahead and hit
textured or whatever.
We go to mesh, and we're just gonna start again with a cube. Let's pull this out and hit S for scale, and we're just gonna make it really tiny. Maybe we hit S again and on our Z axis, because I want it to be a skinnier cube. Maybe we also change our Y, so we hit S and we change our Y axis a little bit, and that looks rear view mirror-ish. So let's kind of move it close to the side of our car. This is a low poly car, so I'm okay with it being kind of boxy, but I don't want it to be just a box. So let's hit tab to go into edit mode. I'm going to just grab these 2 points, and I'm going to pull that back a little bit. Maybe I grab these 2 points and I pull them up a little bit to make this thing a little bit aerodynamic. I'm going to grab these 2 points and move them down a little bit. You kind of see where I'm going with
Shit,
this.
what the fuck was add again?
Rear view
I can't believe I'm already forgetting.
Shift A to add a shape. We go to green arrow to just pull it all the way back, and this will also serve as our back bumper as well. I also want to add some rear view mirrors, so let's go ahead and hit Shift A to add a shape. We go to mesh, and we're just going to start again with a cube.
There we go. There's your fucking donut.
S for scale, and we're just going to make it really tiny. Maybe we hit
we
S
have
again
donuts
and, on our Z axis, because I want it to be a skinnier cube. Maybe we also change our Y, so we hit S and we change our Y axis a little bit, and that looks
I wonder what the
mirror-ish. So let's kind of move it close to the side of our car. This is a low poly car, so I'm okay with it being kind of boxy, but I don't want it to be
I need
just
to know
so
some more camera
to go into
controls
edit
here.
Mode. I'm going to just grab these 2 points.
I don't know how to pan camera.
Maybe I grab these 2 points and I pull them up a little bit to make this thing a little bit aerodynamic. I'm going to grab these 2 points and move them down a little bit. You kind of see where I'm going with this.
I don't really like
to make this a
that.
little less boxy. In fact, I think it sticks out a little more than I want it to. So this is just the area where I like to fiddle, and I like to figure out what looks good with.
Because yeah, this guy is not doing anything super complicated. It's just extrusions and
one of the cool
shit.
things is if I hit Shift A, go ahead and add a cube in edit mode, and then we'll move it out here, hit S to scale. This cube is now part of the same shape. What does that mean? Well, if I have tab and I go back to object mode, now you can see this is just one shape. Both of those cubes at the same time.
That was kind of important. What was that?
Is now part of the same shape. This is just the area where I like to fiddle, and I like to figure out what looks good with the model. Now, I also want to attach this to the car. To do that, I'm just going to use another cube. Now, I am still in edit mode. One of the cool things is if I hit Shift A, go ahead and add a cube in edit mode, and then we'll move it out here, hit S to scale. This cube is now part of the same shape. What does that mean? Well, if I have tab and I go back to object mode, now you can see this is just one shape, both of those cubes at the same time. I'm going to tab back into edit mode, and I'm just going to move this into place. Maybe get it there, maybe move it back. And now I can mirror that on the other side the same way that I did with the wheels. Now I'm in object mode. I go over here to add modifier, generate, mirror. I use my little eyedropper tool and I select the car. That's what I want it mirrored to. And there we go. It just mirrors because X is already selected over here on the side. What else do I want to add? I'm going to just add some simple door handles. Shift A, because this is just going to start with a mesh, then a cube. Move the cube out, scale it on down so it's teeny tiny. There we go. I want it to be wider, so we're going to scale it on the Y axis to be a little bit wider, kind of door handle width. There we go. And then we just move it into place, boop, on the side of our car, so it just sticks out a little bit. And there we go. Move it up here, move it up here. There we go. That kind of looks like a
this
door
is
handle.
just
All right,
basic
go to
shit.
mirror, eyedropper tools. And I'm just going to make a couple quick tweaks. For example, I want this to go down a little bit. You see that on cars.
I want to know how to bevel.
Back a little bit, make it look like an 80s car. Maybe I grab the entire front plate and I say I for inset, and then I zoom in a little bit. And
Let's
then
see. Hey, bevel right here.
Sweet. Now I maybe want to add some blocks that I'm going to use headlights. Shift.
Hey, look, that did it.
Mesh, cube, insert, pull it on out of there. S for scale. Let's knock that thing down. There we go. We're going to move it over to the side. Maybe we scale it down again.
Why isn't it going to be
maybe
bigger?
Something like that for our headlight. Maybe we scale X to make it a little bit wider.
Oh, why is the crawl so slow?
So it's kind of sitting under the bumper.
Yeah, why does the camera like slow down?
Add modifier, generate, mirror, eyedropper to select the object, select our car, and it just goes into place. Beautiful. That's looking good. Okay, so let's take a quick break and go back to these little icons in the upper right hand corner of our screen. We already talked about the wireframe icon that lets us see all our lines. We're using the solid version here. There's also this is viewport shading, which is just going to show you your colors. So if you just want to see flat colors on your object, you can do that. We have no colors, so we're just white. But then we have this third one here, and this is your rendered view. And this is actually using a renderer to show you what your car is going to look like. So one of the things I love about Blender is that like clay looking feel that you get with some of just the basic renders. So let's go to our options here. One of this is our render tab, which is this little camera icon. It's like the back of a camera icon. Our default rendering engine in this drop down is Eevee. And that's cool, but my favorite one is Cycles. I just think Cycles looks a lot better. The problem with Cycles as you pan around is if you're on a laptop or a computer that doesn't have really great hardware, is you're gonna hear the fan in your computer spit up pretty fast. This is really processor intense. I have a GPU in my computer, so I'm gonna select this drop down and I'm gonna go from my CPU to my GPU. You don't have to do that, but that if you do have
golly, I hope I have one of those in my
that's gonna help
Gateway PC from 1998.
So I'm gonna hit Shift A, gonna go to Mesh, and we're gonna add a plane. Now you can't really see it because it's inside our car, so we'll hit S to scale, and we'll just grow it up really big. And you can see
so he's like getting into like texturing and shit.
And there is anything else in light, which is fine. By section can start to overwhelm you, so
which is
we're gonna
not what we are doing right now.
So I'm gonna change my view here to material preview. I'm gonna select that plane my car is sitting on, and on my sidebar, I'm gonna go to
I'm so sorry, guys. This is gonna be a short stream.
We're gonna just do some bare bone basic materials, but you can do a lot here. So first of all, there's no material assigned to this right now, so I'm gonna click on.
Okay, is this all? Yeah, this is all just materials and shit.
One metal. And
again,
I
am not getting into that shit right now. We're gonna delete. Okay, well, I'll tell you what I am gonna do real quick is I'm gonna bring the music back for a second and use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's create a new scene. Okay. Alright, we're gonna dump some images in here real quick. So you're gonna have to bear with me. This was not exactly what we would call planned out. Well, as someone who has done both, there, Calico, I can tell you for a fact that, a lot of 3D people, won't admit this, but when you're using a computer and it's entirely, and your output is entirely dependent on, like, what buttons you push in the computer, and there really isn't, like, much of a, like, a skill expression, I would say, sorry, I'm reading what you said. I want to spend doing 2D and 3D, but one started as a 2D, the other, I guess that is kind of a tough question to answer, because if they both spend the same amount of time studying, it would really depend on, like, the people themselves. Because 2D art and drawing is infinitely harder than 3D. Too many digital artists don't realize how much heavy lifting the program actually does when it comes to their work. As someone who was trained, like, as a physical, like, break out the paints and the graphite and the layout bond, like physical drawing, ass drawing, I can tell you for a fact that digital art obfuscates a lot of, god damn it. Sorry, I'm, like, lost looking for the folder I'm looking for. But yeah, like, digital art makes art way easier than I think a lot of people realize. There we go. Fucking Christ. We'll get some different music going here in a second, too. I'm just trying to get some, like, really quick reference for how I want some of this art to look, or how some of these weapons to look. Which I guess would be difficult to do if we're just doing raw-ass models. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like learning 3D is easy, either. I know I shit-talked it a little bit, but representing, like, certain, like, it's all, like, hard. I would just say compared to the two, drawing is vastly harder because you're leaning a lot less on tools, and you have to rely on your ability to actually represent certain things. I should get some Soul to Robo reference in here. Ooh, I should get some more mech reference too. But also too, I'll probably be doing most of my interesting like texturing and finishing and stuff in 2D, which is not good. That kind of defeats the purpose of using 3D. Like, the goal would be to lean on the 3D model as much as possible. But... right now I just want to get, like, a look and feel for some certain things. This is probably not going to be a very productive stream. We're mostly just going to be hanging out. And I apologize about that. It's very boring, probably, to watch. But I kind of just had an itch I needed to scratch a bit. Okay, let's see. But this is it. This is my years of fucking data hoarding coming into play. I actually think this might be a Chinese artist. I forget. I thought their stuff looked cool. Yeah, not like... I'm not an absolutist when it comes to anime and manga stuff. It's just, for me, for learning purposes, it's like, manga and anime are Japanese, so I want to learn from Japanese artists. Never ever implied that other people don't make good stuff. I'm just not as much of a fan of it generally. Oh, we're out of music. Okay. Fuck. Here. Gotta be something. That being said, I do want to get at least, like, one thing done. Today. Oh yeah, this guy has... I remember this guy. But see, that kind of feeling. This sort of, like... almost kind of like diesel punk, in a way, sort of feeling, I think, is kind of what I'm aiming for. I wonder how many people actually know what diesel punk is. Or if they knew that I didn't just make that up on the spot. had one. Oh man, I remember there was this one. Is it? I guess technically Fallout could be considered diesel punk. Here's something that could work. Ooh, that's a big image. It's also very horny on low. Huh, I'd have to see them. I haven't paid much attention to it. I think the only diesel punk thing that kind of lives in my head rent-free, because it feels like a lost media sort of thing, is I remember I was in art school in high school, and the teacher had a bunch of art books. And there is this, like, weird pre-rendered 3D art book that was kind of like a storybook. And it was about, like, industrialization or whatever. And it had that very Bryce 3D looking 3D. But I guess, like, there was, like, a ghost child or something, and things were, like, rusting away, and I would have a very hard time describing it. But that's always kind of stuck with me purely because I never got to, like, understand what it actually, like, was. I'm sure if I found out what it was and I actually read it, it would probably be very boring. But yeah, it was like a weird early 3D look. At least it looked that way. Art book. I guess I also just kind of associate it with, like, early 3D because of that. Even though most diesel punk stuff probably just looks like your typical Unreal Engine sort of shit. Good old-fashioned Ruin Explorers. It's kind of weird because none of the costumes I designed are that fantastical looking. They don't really have that, like, 90s anime, like, flair to them, I think. They're all very odd. Because they're all disparate and, like, not similar in the slightest. Oh, here's a better Rune Explorers. Alright, let's go look at some robots now. I've kind of failed myself when it comes to, this particular application, I think. I'm a little lacking on reference. Also, this is probably just gonna suck too, because it's my first real kick at the can doing something like this. And unfortunately, I'm well versed enough in making things to know that you kind of have to fuck up a couple times before you get the hang of it. Life is not so simple. that is a cool weapon, though. And that was before 3D, too. But that's kind of what I'm talking about, is, like, no matter what people want to admit about, like, 3D or, like, the computerization of art, technical art skills have been on the decline for quite a while, unfortunately. As much as people don't want to admit it, I think the artists of today are a lot less skilled than the artists of yesteryear, even though there's more artists currently than there were back then. Because accessibility has gone up, naturally, but because of too many people relying on too much tools and technology kind of kneecapping the effort to keep, like, techniques and skills, like, alive, and I mean that in the most literal sense. But that's just me rambling. Obviously, there's still plenty of talented artists out in the world. It'd be silly to think anything otherwise. But see, you're wrong. That's one thing I will say is kind of not right there, Calico. Is ChatGPT just blanket makes kids stupider. Because you're not using your brain. And there's been studies to show that it actually does, like, negatively affect your mental, facilities. Oh, man, I wonder where this guy went. I Like Robot. I used to really like his stuff. I think his, like, faces are really cute. I wonder what happened to him. But yeah, sorry again, this is gonna be a fucking horrendously boring stream. This is gonna be so fucking lame. We're gonna do all this prep work and get, like, one thing done. Right now I'm kind of just looking for, like, interesting surface design. That's a cool car. Apparently this is a real car that's coming out. It looks sick as fuck. It's probably electric, which kind of sucks, but it does look really cool. Yeah, see, that's the problem, is, like, people have bought way too much into the marketing of OpenAI. They don't understand that, like, it's not any smarter than a Google search. It's very, very frustrating. I have to deal with it a lot at my work as well. This is probably gonna get the stream nuked. Yep, that's gonna get the stream nuked. So I'm gonna make sure to not zoom in on that one too hard. I've got a lot of good robot reference, but I'm just not getting the shit that I'm thinking I need. If that makes sense. Let's keep looking. It told me that cockroaches can live inside my cock. Oh, Hyperia Zayran. That might be interesting to kind of reference that, like, space fantasy kind of, like, look. There's cool reference all around. I just gotta really... I gotta really mood board and, like, work on that really hard. Which I don't know if it's like that worth it for what is essentially gonna be a fetish doujin that I might only ever get to do one of, which sucks because I've been thinking about it a lot, like recently. Actually, like seriously, as silly as that is, I've had this problem where it's like, okay, I'm making this because it's like something that is like meant to be like fetish fuel, of course, but like I'm also trying to like add like serious elements into it, and those are kind of colliding with each other a little bit in like ways that are kind of interfering with the identity of it. I think this is a horrible comparison, but it's kind of like how like it's kind of like those people on Twitter who want to like it's kind of like how the fuck do I want to say this without coming off sounding so weird? It's kind of like the fetish art, like, accounts that just post really super serious, like, political shit from time to time. And they, like, put their politics in, like, their fetish art. It's that kind of shit. Except not, like, hopefully not, like, cringy or, like, preachy or bad. Yeah. Exactly, Rad. It's just way too much, I don't know. I'll show off the characters here in a second. I was a little apprehensive about it, but I think since we're so late in the stream, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a problem. Camphor Girl. Also, I'm really not doing a good job of picking good reference here. Because I'm not really like, ooh yeah, let's get the old school. I love that, by the way. Someone 3D printed an old school Mega Man pet for their Switch as a case. That looks so fucking sick. I would have fucking creamed myself if I saw that in like 2008. I used to, fun weeaboo fact, I used to be a lot better looking of a gentleman. Because I really wanted to do cosplay. And I did do cosplay. I did it twice. I cosplayed as, I went to PAX East twice. And I was able to cosplay both times. I did Pokemon Trainer Red from, Fire Red and Leaf Green. And then I did Jacket from Hotline Miami. 'Twas a good time. Remember that. Actually, fuck. Hang on. I am going to pull up. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, well. That's okay, it's saved. Hang on 1 second. Shut up. Yeah, the problem is now I'm a man and I'm like old. So like I can't cosplay like young anime boys anymore. I have to like do like masked characters. That is kind of what sucks about like cosplay used to be like just like ugly people just showing, hey, I like this character, I think they're really cool and I want to be like them. Then once it got more popular, it became like a modeling thing. And it just kind of, I feel like it just kind of ruined the spirit of it. And now that anime is like way more popular than that, I haven't like actually looked into cosplay in forever. I'm sure I could get in shape and actually cosplay though. I actually, you know, all things considered, I am not that bad looking of a dude. I make the joke about like looking like Alex Yeek with brown hair a lot. But I bet if I like actually got like seriously in shape, I could probably do some cosplay modeling. But, you know, obviously that's like time and money. And then that's just to get to the starting line. You gotta pick and choose your battles, really. And I think I'd rather be a manga artist and make cool shit. But I still love, like, yeah, the fucking... I thought you were making a Jared Fogle joke for a second. And then I actually read it. There we go. That's not... I'm not using this for anything, but there we go. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, let's get to the robot folder. Okay, this folder's a little bit better. Yeah, that is true. We did get to go and not... Yeah. Oi. Fucking, crazy shit going on. We could have flown, too. But this is the kind of stuff I'm looking for. This, like, specific, like, hard surface sort of design here. Just, like, really... Because, like, it's hard for me to represent those shapes in, like, drawing at first. And I don't know why. I don't know if my brain just won't let me think in... Like, it's one thing if I'm drawing a thing that already exists and I have a real thing to reference. But when it, like, doesn't exist and I have to make it up, I don't know why. I can't seem to process having to, like, design it while also build it in proper perspective at the same time. If that makes any sense. there's some kind of cool shapes in here. But I definitely say I go for like the Metabots, like sort of Mega Man ZX shapes that are really... Is this an I Like Robot? 2? Look at that. Yeah, like this. This is like perfect. These like simple shapes with like details and little decals and stuff. Perfect. I think too many of the robots that I have are trying to squeeze a robot into a human shape and not like making an actual robot, which, I mean, the former approach has its benefits for its intended purposes and whatnot. Let's you know. Because in this doujin, there's going to be like a golem robot like character archetype, and it's basically just going to be Metabots. But yeah, I think I'm done vacationing in the US for a bit. There is not a ton that I really need to do here in the country that I'd be interested in. This guy from Zero. I forget the 4 like master like henchmen characters' names from Zero. Good old Robo Emperor. I always thought Robo Emperor looked way fucking crazier than Mega Emperor. Like, they really try to make Mega Emperor look a bit more insane in the show. But I think the design is just overall less scary. Whereas Robo Emperor looks like a fucking bubblegum crisis, like boomer. Made its way into the Metabot world. I think we ain't gonna get much more out of this, unfortunately. I think I'll go grab some real quick stuff from Mega Man ZX, and then we'll get started here. What the hell is this? Whoa, someone did like a crazy ass looking like Gundam camphor sort of redesign. It's kind of cool. Kind of schneat. It's kind of fucking totally cool, epic, lol, Roblo style. I'm thinking, is there like any other... Do I have any other like Robo folders that I can pan through? I might have my I might have one more. Here's another cool reunite thing. I do really like the designs in Reunite are very cool. Here's a cool Pat Labor thing. It's from the movie. The first movie was very good. I like the first Pat Labor movie a lot. It does the thing that I think a good anime movie should do, which is it is just a big episode of the show. What if there was an episode of the show and we could just go fucking sicko nutso with like the budget and everything? Probably should look at some Soul to Robo stuff too. But I always really liked the bad robot in the movie, the AVX-0. I had to cheat. I had to look at it for the model number. But this could just be a good reference for one of the characters who fights with claws. Just in general. But Pat Labor has some really cool designs. What is this? That's kind of cool. It's even stuff like this, like these seats and stuff. This just like, sort of like shape language of like a mechanical object is kind of what I'm looking for. Oh, is that really it? There is no way. Oh, here. There is no way. Wow, I did myself dirty here. Wow, I really did myself dirty. But I also don't want these to be like insanely complicated to draw either. Here's a cool pic of the Heavy Arms Gundam. My favorite Gundam from Wing. Which I don't really know that much about Wing. I watched all of it. The issue isn't that I didn't watch it. I watched all of it. I couldn't tell you half of what happens. Because that show is a fucking it's ridiculous. Oh, fucking Gundam Wing, man. It gets you in the beginning. It does a really good job in the first episode. But man, it kind of just like it kind of just gives itself dementia halfway through. Oh boy. Why do I have 2 folders for this one character? But I think I have a general idea of what everyone is going to fight with. At the very least. Hey, you know what? Let's just throw in this concept sketch of Mega Man. Why not? It's important. Man, Mega Man with the pan. I forget that Mega 64 bit, but they were making fun. I forget if it was on a podcast or a video, but they were like making fun of Brental Floss. They did like a Mega Man song. It was like spot on. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Ooh, this will be nice to look at, just to look at. But yeah, this sort of like modern sci-fi, like ridiculous kit bash, sort of like hard surface from Unity asset pack sort of design is kind of I haven't really pegged how to do it in real. In like 2D without using some kind of reference. I wonder when Fate gets cool Magitech like armor. I guess Fate did kind of lean into that a little bit at a certain point, I bet. Because they were probably running out of the I imagine the designers are probably running out of interesting ways to represent the same fucking crap that everyone has been, like, using to represent fantasy stuff. So they probably really had to stretch the limits of, like, what would be considered fantastical by, like, branching into, like, more weird, like, arcane sort of, like, designs and stuff. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, I think it is cool, but... Do another one, do, Star Force. I don't know. The thing is, I'm not really, like, picking up super interesting stuff off it. Alright, well... This has probably been very boring so far, so I apologize. It is necessary. Although it's going to be hard, because that tutorial really did not go over how to do, like, interesting shapes. Like, I think we're going to be really locked on, like, what we can achieve, potentially. Oh, there's the chick. I'm not going to use this. I'll just pull it up. Has anyone seen Milky Highway? That, like, I know they had, like, a show come out based on the short. I do think that is a really, like, cute design for, like, a robot girl. Like, I actually think whoever came up with that did a really good job. Where her face is just like a screen. I'm not as impressed with the other types of characters in the show. Oh, man, wow, look at that. I wonder what this is from. Where did I pull this from? That's insane. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, mech designs used to be so... There was, like, more consideration to it, I feel like. What a weird-looking Gundam. Yeah, I think I'm looping back. Alright, let's grab a couple real quick Mega Man ZX things. Fortunately, they didn't make a book for... They didn't... they did a bunch of Mega Man art books and stuff. But they did not do one for ZX. I guess there wasn't enough of it to go around. Do this guy from 4. I don't remember a lot about 4. I played 0 4. I played all the 0 games in the not in the collection that came out, but the original collection for DS. Or was it 3DS? I don't remember. But they did a collection of the 0 games specifically on... Was it? Oh, that's gonna fucking bother me. Hang on, I'm gonna go check. And I'll use the bathroom again real quick because I drank a lot of water, sorry. Confirmed, it was DS. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go back to Blender. I already forgot everything from the video. Shift A. Shift A is... Oh, whoops, that's Control A. Shift A. Fuck. So I guess let's talk about what I want to do. Actually, that's a good point. Grab that real quick. Grab that and put it in real quick, because I think this is what we'll be using today as our general idea. But tomorrow I've been working on some Dojin characters for a Dojin, and I think today what I feel like I want to try the most is either doing this character's hammer, or this character is going to use a whip. So we're going to play around with that today. Alright. Shift A. Let's go ahead and add a... rotate along Y. Hold. Is it Control? All right, this is how we start losing where the fuck we're supposed to be going. Okay, let's go edit mode. And then we'll use L for... Shit, I have to look at that video again. I knew this was going to happen.
Then I'm going to hit Control R for something called a loop cut. And you can see here, this yellow line is where I'm going.
Oh, it's Control R. I literally would have never figured that out on my own. Oops.
And then I could just drag. And there we go. I have added kind of the top section of our card. So I'm going to grab these two. Next thing I want to do is boring cube, and we inset it with that shape.
It's
and
inset.
Then I can use the letter E, screw.
It's not loop. For fuck's sake. Oh, uh-oh. Oh. Okay. Select face. I for inset. No? Will it... Okay. Select face. I. There we go. Fuck. Select. Okay, let's select our edge. Oh. Wait a minute. Shit. There's absolutely got to be a way less tedious way to do this. There's got to be like a loop select or something. Render, output, view layer, scene world. Let's try object mode. Oh no. Oh fuck. Oh thank God. Options. Workspace. Okay, so how do I get back to modifier?
What happens to this when we hit apply? Okay, one more. We're gonna edit. It's gonna work well. I'm getting this. Okay, so let's go look at this right hand panel. This is moving. We're gonna take it, scale it down. This is where Blender gets really used. It's the third one from fire to our car. And what this lets us do is all sorts of fans the entire width of the car. This is the shape we're gonna cut out.
Okay, so you have to be in object mode to do that. Alright.
Okay, you guys ready for this? I think you're ready for this. I'm ready for this. Because this is where Blender gets really excited. We are going to use modifiers. See this little wrench on the right-hand side? That is modifiers. We're going to click it. I'm going to select my car. We're going to add a modifier to our car. And what this lets us do is all sorts of fancy things. After clicking add modifier, I have generate, and what we're looking for right now is something called Boolean. It's the third one from the top. Once you add your modifier, it's going to have a whole bunch of stuff over here that you can look at. Some of it may be a little confusing, but you bear with it. Boolean is going to ask you what object do you want to trim out of your shape. And there's a little eyedropper here. If I click on that eyedropper, I can go here and I can say, I want this cylinder cut out of it. And you can see with this orange line that outlines the shape of our car, it has done that. It is going around.
Okay. I don't think this is doing what I want it to do. And probably, honestly, what I should have did here. Should have just did this instead. No, give me the face select. Move. It's G. Oh, shoot. Alright. There we go. Mistakes and miracles, lads. All right. Okay, so we have that face now. All right, let's... It was I, inset. extrude. I inset just a bit. Extrude. Okay, so we have a bit of a... Yeah. Can I get it to... Hey, I actually got it pretty fucking close. Now, let's see. Let's try to use some flavor here. Okay, that was the wrong type of edge. Why the fuck is it playing Star Wars? Oh, I guess they... Mayoshi Takanaka did a Star Wars Samba. Okay. Alright. Oops.
Found letter I for inset from having to just grab one shape. I only need to left-hand side and loop cut. And you can see here, this yellow line is where I'm going to cut this shape in half. If I use my mouse scroll wheel to scroll up, I can actually add as many cuts as I want to this shape. I only need 2, so that's what I'm gonna go for now. I click to do my loop cut, and then I can move my mouse back and forth to decide where I want these shapes to go. I actually want this to be a little wider in the middle than it is right now. I need to see all the points of my object better, so let's look in the upper right-hand corner.
Mesh. Knife topology tool. Yeah, that didn't work. Where's my... There's like a split tool you can use to edit the mesh in like... I don't know how to do that here right now, unfortunately. But the idea would be that I would be able to add 2 new, although I guess that wouldn't work. Because then it would create a weird thing. I mean, I already kind of have a weird shape already, as it is. As I kind of figured, we probably weren't going to get very, very far with this, I think. I kind of wish the scale was... I'm so used to Clip Studio's interface. No, I want X. But I can't... Again, I can't really make... can't really make complex shit. Oops.
right now, I'm in solid mode. The icon next to it.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to go much longer myself, Calico. I just don't. Realistic panic attack. Oh, I thought that was fucking Puss from Puss in Boots for a second. There's a way to be able to do like a loop cut, and I don't know where that is in the modeling layout. Oh shit, here's all our tools. Oh fuck. Yeah, I remember. Okay. Alright, yeah. Yeah. Alright. I'm starting to remember like some of this. Loop cut. Alright, did that like do what we need to do? Yes. Okay, that did it. Alright, let's see. I made these the same object. That's no good. Man, it probably would have been faster to just fucking do this in fucking Paint. Oh, boy. It was worth a shot, at the very least. Is there just like an object select now? Or I'm in edit mode, that's right. I think I kind of fucked myself here. Oh, there's scale. And there's transform. Okay. We're learning. We're learning a little bit. Okay, I think I know what I want to do. I want to go to... Can I not just delete this? Okay, there we go. Alright, it's gone. Oh, I accidentally just added a plane. Mesh, cube. I wanted cube. Nice. Okay, this is a lot more familiar for me now. Oops. All right, I'm kind of getting the hang of this. I am kind of getting the hang of this. But you see, there we go. There's a non-standard complex object. Sort of. We'll add a bevel here. Ooh, okay. That's actually doing a lot more. Okay, now let's go to object mode. Go back to edit mode. And I think I should just be able to select that face. Yes! Okay. Alright. Not as bad as this as I would have thought. Obviously, it's going to be a minute before I do any kind of complex shit. But I will say, I think my initial hypothesis is off. I don't think it's smart to do a 3D object before a sketch of some kind, which is unfortunate because I thought this was going to be my my way to get a more fleshed out idea to then be able to sort of take into a drawing and then really kind of hone it in, but I guess not. What I want to know is there some kind of align? Like where you can do an Illustrator where you parent an object. Okay, where's my loop cut? No, that guy's a fucking liar. He said you could scroll. Man, I really wish there was a better way to select loops. Because it seems like there isn't. It seems like it's just faces. I'm not even looking at my reference. I'm just looking at like random shit on this. Like I'm not. I misspoke because it's midnight, but I'm like just kind of like going off what's in my head. Ah, that's why. Okay, well. I will say the camera is taking some getting used to. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, this is definitely not the smartest way to go about this, I think. I think I kind of screwed up by trying to do this in 3D instead of... I mean, we're getting an interesting kind of shape here. It's not like we're not getting cool stuff. Let's see. Can I duplicate this? We are out of music. Oh, no. We're kind of getting to the point where I said I was going to stop for the night. Yeah, I mean, I think without knowing what I want... See, the issue is going to be, like, iteration, I think. I don't know, it's hard for me to explain the problem I'm having. If that makes sense. And then also, too, not knowing the, Oh, yeah, don't do that. I mean, I don't think this is a bad start. I wish I knew how to mirror. Oh, you know what? I think I know what it want. I think I know what it would want me to do. It would want me to delete this in half. Let's try this real quick. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. Then yeah, there we go. All right. Awesome. We actually figured that out. Fuck. Nice. You know what? Fuck yeah. Let's go. Now just good old, yep, good old Command C, Command V works. Delicious. The question is, all right, this isn't that much of a wash. We're awakening some old skills that haven't been touched in a minute. Okay, was it? Probably have to go back into object, yeah. I wonder if there's like a hotkey to toggle mode. Someone has got to have set that shit up. Okay. It's all coming back to me, baby. The fuck out of the... Ooh, whoops. Get the fuck out of the way. I can't see. Swara, can't see! Boil! Oops. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Why is this creating this weird effect? I do not understand. Probably because I was using bevel. I was thinking, like, what the fuck's going on? Okay. So. I guess my question now is... Oops. Does it not select all... Oh, it only selects path. What? What? Girl, that's crazy. Now does holding okay. Does Alt select doesn't do anything. Control select does, however. And we have to go to -Y. Okay. So the problem is I want to that's not doing it. Okay, we don't want mirror. Build. Edge split mask. Remesh, screw, skin, solidify. Triangulate. So there doesn't seem to be a way to actually duplicate this, I think. Can I do Command C, Command? No. Okay, that doesn't work. The face. I mean, it looks correct, but this isn't correct. Like, I couldn't take this into, like some... I couldn't take this into something. This would be, like, a problem. But this is kind of what I want. Man, there needs to be some kind of fucking align tools. I swear. That would be very, very helpful. Yeah, we don't want this to, like, interfere with whatever the operation of the hammer is. But I think so far for, like, an absolute, like, hey, this is, you know, just the first time dicking around in here, this is, like, not horrible. Like, I don't think this is, like, that bad. Okay, we have some, like, different... Oh, no, don't tell me. Don't tell me these are the same thing. Jeez. Oh, it's a terrible position. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be, so far, at least I haven't figured out, good delete tools. Again, like, someone who knows more than me probably is a lot smarter and could probably solve this issue without any problems. Ooh, cannot rip. That's not what I wanted. So yeah, I'm getting I'm getting caught in my Illustrator isms a bit. The idea would probably be that this would serve as like some kind of like protection mechanism for the spring so that it doesn't get caught on something. But yeah, I think, yeah, I kind of fucked up on the whole, oh, let's do it in Blender first. It'll be easy. No. Wrong. Incorrect. I think what I might actually do, and this is a little bit ethically questionable, some people might really not like this. I might actually photo bash it together. Just that way so I can get exactly what I want. I might try to do something like that. Because I want this big, obviously I want to do something like this, but only one part of it. But I want there to also be, like, this shield and covering for, like, the mechanism. Okay. But I'm at least getting back into the hang of, like, just doing... Ah, fuck. It would have to be this one. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Oh. Maybe a little bit more, And then I definitely want some kind of camphor-ass looking booster. Where did I swear I put a camphor in here somewhere. Did I seriously not? That's not a camphor. That's the Sentinel Gundam. But once I can figure out how to make, like, really generic, See, that's what I should have done. Instead of this, like, weird wing shape, I should have did something like this. I should have been paying more attention to my reference. But, like, textures like that could be... It'll be fun to figure out how to, get those on there. Or, like, at the very least, do it in a drawing. I think one thing I will do, though, is... I wish you could... I wonder why you can't move the loop cut. Offset edge loop cut. What is offset edge loop? What is the difference? Add cube, extrude, insert bevel, loop cut knife. Spin, smooth edge slide. Ooh, oh shit, that's what we need. Okay, first you. Edge slide. Yeah, there we go. Okay, alright, we're in fucking business. See, I know what I want to happen, I just don't know how to make the program do the thing. The optical effect it uses to show, like, the selection thing kind of makes it look like it's sucking the edge in. It's very odd. We're gonna do... I actually want to move this some more. Add another... Because we're gonna... I think there's two real quick things I want to do before it hits 1 o'clock. I want to add some kind of booster rocket to the back here, which I think will be very cool. Some kind of, like, booster cone sort of thing. And then I want to add some kind of, like, handle shaft, which I think I'm going to start with that first. No. I want negative Z. I think the issue is that there isn't, like, a great... Let's get some more music going. Sorry. Fuck. Just do the same guy. At least it won't put me to fucking bed. And I want to extrude that. Forgot how much fun. I forgot how much fun 3D was when you, like, kind of have a good idea of what you're doing and you can just, like, jam. That's one thing, you know, when I was saying that shit about drawing, about how it's, like, there's an element of skill that isn't really present in 3D program stuff, where 3D programs, it's more about, like, clicking the correct buttons. I say that sort of both from a place of just kind of, I guess, I don't want to say condescendingness, but, like, from, like, a place of having experienced both things, but also, like, in the way of kind of being a little upset with drawing, at least from my own ability to draw, that it does take me a long time to just kind of have shit happen. That is one real... I will say that is a nice thing about 3D is, like, once you know what you want to have happen, it's not like a fucking Einstein project, to, like, have your brain do the thing. You know? Whereas with drawing, you can noodle a drawing for a while until you get what you want. Like, the element of skill makes it harder to proceed, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Whereas with 3D, it's a lot simpler. Let's see. Ooh, whoops. We're starting to get into some weird shit. Oh shit, that was not supposed to happen. What? Hello? Why doesn't it want to scale? There we go. Okay. I'm not really a big fan of this top part. I like everything else so far. Maybe this, like, back section could be a little nicer. Instead of, like, being this staggered thing, maybe it could be, like, a wave or something. In fact, maybe it could be, like, a whole extruded thing, kind of like this. Let's see if we can't. I think we're gonna need those anyway. Oh, fuck. Okay. Rule of self. Don't. You kind of have to go between the two while they're both selected. Because I don't think there's like a... Unfortunately, I don't think there's like a good loop select. I think you kind of just have to get lucky. Although it's probably this way because then people who do like 3D modeling and stuff would probably go fucking crazy if they were unselecting shit they already selected by doing a click and drag. Oh good, I wasn't muted. I had a horrifying fear that I was muted, and that's why I'm not really getting any audio or whatever. But we'll go ahead and get like a nice little handle here. Oh, there's a vertex slide too. That's good to know. What is shrink fatten? Woo! Okay, alright. I'm about that. We might need, yeah. Okay. We'll have to fix that, but... Okay. Alright, I'm into it. Okay. Alright, we kind of got like a handle thing going. Again, this is like far from what I want. Like, at all. But, I do think this will give me some good, this might give me some good, like, photo bash fodder. I think one thing I will do, though, is from like a usability standpoint, I could see this being like a like, annoying to use. Is there a reason I cannot move this? Where did my move tool go? Uh-oh. Why can I not move or rotate my thing? I can't do anything. Uh-oh. I must have hit the button. Oh, shit. Oh, there was like a fucking... Oh, I must have hit a hotkey or something. Okay, alright, we fixed that. Very good, very good. Give me face. Okay. Good. As much as I would want this to be like big and boingy and solid, because if you think about it, if this part is like a spring that contracts, right? Like this guy goes like boing. I imagine something like this being like a safety guard, so that whatever it's hitting, like, doesn't completely just fuck up the hammer internally, and it kind of like stops the whole hammer from moving. There we go, though. That looks a lot more, balanced. Again, I'm just not a fan of this thing. I know I just made it real quick, but, like... I got 20 minutes. This I mean, it's kind of interesting. I just don't think it works for this application. It just looks like out of place. And then I'm not in love with the, oh, I know what I want to do. Command C, Command V. So we'll go ahead and... Okay, that's 90 degrees. Damn it, I'm so used to move being V because of Illustrator. There we go. Nice. These should both be one object, I think. Which means... Alright. I can fucks with it. Okay. Now I want to do a booster. So Shift A, aid. No, let's not add a cone. Add default cylinder. Let's add a fucking Gundam ass booster to this thing. Blender. Blender. Hello. Blender! Obey, Blender! Obey, Grimbo. Obey! Oh no! Oh no! I made them the same object. Fuck. Can you ungroup them? Hang on. Command X. No. Fuck. God damn it. That sucks. So, unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's a great way to do that. Fuck. Damn it. Fuck. I mean, I guess I could just redo it, but like... Ungroup objects. Oh, Blender, perfect. Alright, let's see. Okay. Shift Alt P. That did not do it. Fuck you, Search Assist. No, this is about unjoining message. Or unjoining blend message. Fucking, I'm reading and I'm unjoining meshes, not messages. Fuck. Let's see. Edit mode. Pressing the tab key. A to select all vertices. P. Naruhodo, they just make it a fucking massive pain. Is what it is. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. I get it. Oh. So if you select, it doesn't, okay. I see why people like this. Okay. Nice. How do I like, fuck, that's gonna get annoying. But we did it. Hey, we figured it out. How can I reset the, okay, let's get rid of fucking bevel. Whew, man, this is a dense program, and I haven't even done anything hard. This is like the bitch shit. It is getting a little late though. I gotta. Alright, let's see if I can... Blender, move, transform point. Oh, perfect. Options in upper right. Oh, set origin. Oh, sick! Nice! We're really feeling it.
I'm really feeling it.
Oh man, I've been fucking slacking on the soundboard.
We're doing a tweet there.
I gotta get back on.
I love Japan, even though I've never been to the fucking country before!
Ah. Let me pull the camphor out. I've got the fucking... I have plenty of camphor, like, kits just kind of hanging out. I probably should just have, like... Probably should have just whipped one out. Camphor is such a cool fucking mobile suit. It is a really nice looking suit. I can see why, like, I definitely understand the cult following it has, even though it is like it's literally the fucking glup shitto of that entire show. Right now I'm just kind of looking at it. I'm kind of just observing the... I'm kind of observing just the general shape of it. See if there's anything that I want to use off of it. It would definitely be nicer to be able to produce more smooth material. Or be able to make it, but again, it's like can't really do that. But honestly, I don't think this is that bad for like a real first kick at the can. I've been really trying to pressure my work into getting me into a Blender class. I just haven't found like a reputable one that I can trust. Is the issue. Especially since classes are literally just fucking scam. Like, so many of them are scams. Unfortunately, there really isn't like a good... Alright, well, it's getting to be that time, so I feel like I need to wrap this up. I'm trying to think what I could do in the little time that I have left. Because I don't really have any good ideas, I think, that could, like... Actually, that's a lie. I have kind of an interesting idea. Oops. Oops. I just don't know how good it would look. It would look more... I feel like it would look a little more Western than, like, have that, like, anime tech look. That's not what I asked for. Fucking video game. Oops. Shift A. I want... Do they not just have sphere? But again, this isn't, like, usable in fucking any way. Is the issue. But... Actually, I think we would only need one to start. Oh, way cool. I mean, that's kind of neat. You know what? I think once I can figure out this top part, like, let's just fuck this off for a second. I don't think that's that bad. For a first kick at it. I do think I need to come in with a bit more inspiration, I think, to really get it. But I think honestly this could help just in general with that. But it is 1 o'clock, so we're gonna go ahead and file, save as. We'll save it as first hammer. All right. But I think that's going to do it for me, fellas. Ya boy's got to go to bed because he got work tomorrow at 9 in the morning. Like every Wednesday, even though his job perpetually asks him to be up late at night. So, you know. But anyways, that's gonna do it for me, fellas. That was honestly, that was really refreshing. I'd love to do more Blender once I can kind of cobble together something that I think I like. Maybe I will come back with a photo bash. Maybe I could just do photo bashing on stream. I don't know how people would feel about that, though, because it is kind of just taking other people's shit and, like, literally just grafting it together in, like, a fucked up way. But a lot of concept people really do like doing that, so, I don't know, it might be fun to try. Personally, though, I don't know about how well it would go over with people, but yeah, that's enough out of me. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I hope you all have a good rest of your night, and take it easy.